All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started with our program. My name is Jason Minsky. I'm the Vice President of Membership and Marketing for the San Jose Silicon Valley Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to our monthly Chamber 101 seminar. Be sure to check our website, sjchamber.com, on a regular basis to find out more information about the Chamber, about seminars like the one that you're attending today. If you know somebody that is a professional speaker or that can speak professionally on a topic, and you think that they might be a good fit to address the Chamber audience, please make sure that you contact us, me directly. You can call the Chamber's main line or pick up my business card on your way out as well, as we're scheduling these from May and on. In April, we are going to be featuring eBay, and their seminar is going to be eBay stores. So if you've ever wondered or wanted information directly from the source about how to run a store on eBay, that is going to be a seminar that you're going to want to attend. As well as other small businesses that you might frequent or know of. That would be a great seminar for you to attend as well. So without further ado, Gary's been selling successfully for over 25 years. 5 years ago, Gary finished a 19-year career with Great American Opportunities Incorporated, a school fundraising company. While there, Gary continued his sales dominance by leading the company in sales for 7 of the last 10 years out of over 400 sales reps nationwide. During this time, Gary has begun practicing and perfecting his motivational speaking skills and has now motivated, taught, and inspired over 1 million students and adults alike. Gary has spoken and trained internationally as well as nationally for several Fortune 500 companies and other well-known companies and organizations. He is sought after as one of the more powerful and dynamic life and sales coaches in the country. For the last 3 years, Gary, as one of the co-founders of Southwestern Consulting, has been heading up the training division of his company, training companies and organizations all over the world, and has been very instrumental in bringing Southwestern Consulting to where it is today, the fastest growing sales training company in the world. He resides in San Jose, California with his beautiful daughter, Mackenzie, who is 3 years old and keeps him really busy besides everything else he does. He is a proud papa. Gary is known as Mr. Energy and Enthusiasm, and his mantra is Turn It Up a Notch, and his new book, Turn It Up a Notch Weekly, just hit the market last week. You're all in for a real treat. Let's give a great, big, huge chamber welcome to Gary Michels.
Right. Put your forks down, your spoons, and everybody stand up, please. We got to get into this. We got to get excited. We got to get motivated today. You got a motivational speaker here, so I want you guys all to reach the ceiling, reach high as you can till you can't reach any higher, and then go ahead and see if you can touch the ground, please.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay if you bend your knees. All right. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take your index finger like I'm doing, point it to the ceiling here, and I want you to go around to the left like I'm doing, and go as far as you can around to the left till you cannot go any further. Don't poke your friend's eye out. Keep going as far as you can. Stretch, 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 stretch. Remember where you're pointing now, hopefully not up your friend's nose. All right, now remember that spot, and come back to the front, shake it out. Now what I'd like you to do is I would like you to this time pretend I had the ability to give you each $1 million. And what I'd like you to do is if you got $1 million, I'd like you to go around to the left and see if you could go 25% further this time. So go around left again and see this time if you can go 25% further.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I have a question for you all. How many of you were able to go 25% further? Now there's a lesson there. What's the lesson? Stretch. $1 million. Now the real lesson is this. When you think you've done your best, have you? Can you always do better? Yeah. Absolutely. All right. One last thing I want you to do, please, is go ahead and look to the person to your left and give them a big smile. All right. Now go ahead and look to the person to your right and give them a big smile. And now what I'd like you to do is look back to the better looking of the two, please. Just kidding. How about the smarter of the two? All right, everybody have a seat. I'd like to thank you all for coming out and watching me speak today. This is the second time I've had the opportunity to speak at the Chamber here, and it was really a blast last year. I showed you a video a moment ago called the 100-0 Principle, and the reason I showed that to you is in life, can you really change anybody else? Who's the one person you really have the most effect and influence over?
Yourself.
Yourself, okay? And sometimes, though, we're so set in our ways and we're going through stuff in our life and things are happening, we have a hard time changing ourselves, okay? And things get tough. And this speech that I'm going to talk about today, it's actually one of my favorite to give, and I made a goal to give this speech 100 times this year because right now it's the speech that's, I think, making the most impact on people's lives. And it's how to be worth $1 million, not just money-wise, but emotionally-wise through what you say to yourself. So you all should have a handout that you got today. Does anybody not have the handout? Okay, could you help out, Deborah, and pass out people that don't have a handout? Raise your hand. And you'll need a pen, something to write with. And what I want you to do when you get your handout is I want you to write somewhere on the front of it, or on the back of it, I want you to write this sentence. And this sentence is this: 60 to 80% of what we say to ourselves when we talk to ourselves is either negative or survival mode. 60 to 80% of what we say to ourselves when we talk to ourselves is either negative or survival mode. I'll give you an example. This is hard. Oh man, traffic sucks. It's going to rain this weekend. People aren't buying from me right now. Man, I'm stressed out. Gosh, I gotta call all these people back. Man, if she would only be different. If he would only be different. I'm hungry. Okay, now, those are kind of negative. Now, and survival mode is a little different. Survival mode, I like to call it the I gotta syndrome. G-O-T-T-A, gotta. I gotta get up in the morning. I gotta get up. I gotta eat. I gotta sleep. I gotta deal with her. I gotta deal with him. I gotta go to work. You guys with me on that? All the stuff that we gotta do. Now, if most of your life, what you're saying to yourself is negative or survival mode, and that's what the input is, it's what you're saying to yourself, what do you think likely is to happen with the output? A lot of the same, right? But 60 to 80% of most human beings in this world, they do negative or survival mode. Not the, I'm on fire, I'm rocking it, man, nothing's going to stop me, I can kill this thing, I can do great, we're going to rock it, man, things are awesome, things are incredible, I'm going to lose that weight, I'm going to get that job, I'm going to make that sale. What if we did that all the time? What do you think would eventually happen with our activity? It would increase, and it would also probably be the right activity. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So first of all, let me tell you a story. Anybody here went to college? Anybody go to college here? Okay. Do we have any Greeks in here that were in a fraternity or a sorority? All right. So you all know what it means when you go through. We used to call. I went to UC Santa Barbara, graduated in 1987, and I was initiated into Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity. And the 1 week prior to getting initiated, do you guys know what they call that? Pledge week. We call it Hell Week. Okay? And the reason is because you have to do lots of stuff to prove you're worthy. When I was in college, it meant a lot of nakedness and drinking. Okay? A lot of embarrassment, a lot of things that would embarrass you. And one thing we had to do that was I thought was really interesting is we had to, if anybody's ever been to Santa Barbara before, it's a biker campus, not like Harley biker. It's you ride around on a bicycle to get around campus. And so you have all your books inside your backpack, and we had to take all of our books out of our backpack and replace it with 7 bricks, like fireplace bricks, with the fraternity colors on them. And all week long, we had to carry around our backpack with the bricks in it, and if you were caught by any of the brothers without your backpack with the bricks in it, you were what's called blackballed, and you didn't get a chance to be initiated into the fraternity. Now, one good thing that happened, so it was tough, by the way. You're riding on your bike with your books in your hand, and it's just a pain in the butt. But as the week went on, each of the days of the week, we got to take 1 brick out of the backpack. So our load got a little bit lighter each day. So by Wednesday you had, 4 bricks left. Thursday you had 3. Friday you had 2. Saturday you had 1, and you got initiated Saturday night. And I'd like to kind of share that analogy with all of you today, that our lives are exactly like that. We all carry on our back imaginary backpacks. We all have them, every one of us, including myself. And in our backpacks are things that are holding us back from being truly amazing as a human being. You all with me on that? It might be fear. It might be money to do what you want to do. It might be ambition. It might be a lot of things. You know, it might be you're going through some stressful times in your life, a loss, a divorce, or whatever. But would you all agree with me, we all probably have some bricks in our backpacks. Okay? And one of those bricks, one of those things that's holding us back, for most of us, is the way we talk to ourselves. If we're constantly doing I gotta syndrome, and I don't know if I can do this, and things are tough, and the economy's tough right now, and I got that, well, I'm just kind of waiting and seeing mentality, then that's what type of results you'll have. But my question to all of you right now, are there people right now that are kicking tail in work? Even though the economy is still somewhat slow, right? Are there people that you know that are kicking tail in life right now, even though the economy is somewhat slow? So today I want to go through with you how to change that, how to do a little flip of the switch, shall we say, so that you can start to have positive self-talk, positive things going through your head. And my goal is that after today, you'll actually put the action into place to really start to explode. And that's what we call it, millionaire mindset through positive self-talk. First principle I want to talk to you guys about is Mr. Mediocrity. Did anybody ever watch the television show The Flintstones? Do you guys remember that Martian gazoo that would float above Fred Flintstone's shoulder? Do you guys remember that guy? And he would say things like, Fred, it's okay to be average. Wilma will still love you. You don't have to earn a lot of money. People will give you things. It was always about it's okay to be average. All right? And sometimes if we don't have anybody holding us accountable, we allow ourselves to be average. We don't make that one last call. Oh, I'll just hit the snooze button one more time. Or I'll start my diet next week. Or someday. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We allow ourselves to be mediocre. And I bet you everybody in this room has the capability to be rock stars. Because otherwise you wouldn't be down here right now. You wouldn't care. You're trying to better yourselves. So at first, when I first do this session to some people, it's a little bit like some of you are in the room right here, and you're very open, you're very vulnerable to this, and you go, you know, I'm whatever Gary says, I'm open to this. Others of you might have the look of vulnerability, but inside you might be like this. I don't know, I don't just self-talk stuff, you know, I don't know, all right? So I want you all to draw on your paper, if you would, in the corner at the bottom, draw a triangle. Draw a triangle. And what I want you to do with the triangle, draw a big triangle, I want you to draw 4 lines, so it from left to right, so it makes your triangle 5 parts. So you got 5 parts to your triangle. And I want you to label each of the parts. And I want you to call this the learning triangle. The learning triangle. And this is anything you learn. You're learning a new law. You got to learn it. You're learning a new exercise workout. You're learning something today. You're learning anything. This is what happens when you learn. And the first part, which is the biggest part, most circumference of the triangle, I want you guys to write in there. If you wrote the triangle too small, write on the side. I want you to write willing to be impacted. Willing to be impacted. Are you at a point in your life right now where you're absolutely willing, you know what, I'm open to this stuff, man. If Gary can teach me how to be more positive and inspirational and talk to myself and I can start accomplishing things, oh my gosh, I'm open to it. If you're not, if you're just kind of faking it, it's tough. Next, going up 1, I want you to write repetition. Repetition. Once you learn something, you have to repeat it over and over and over and over and over again. I think of basketball players. You know, most basketball players that have a good coach, at the end of practice, what do? They shoot 100 free throws. Good golfers, at the end of the golf tournaments, they go hit 100 shots out of the sand trap. Why do you think they do that? Repetition. You got to get good at it. All right? If you only come one time to this thing, this seminar today, you don't do any repeating it after today, where do you think most likely you'll be in 3 days from now? Exactly where you were today, before you came. It's all repetition. The next one, going up, I want you to write utilization. Utilization. If you don't use it, you'll what? Lose it. So some people, I gotta get it so perfect, I gotta get it down, analyticals especially, I gotta get everything right before I'll use it. Sometimes the best way to go out there and do it is with real bullets, and you might mess up, but so what? You get back on the horse and you try again. So use it. Fourth one, put a star next to it. It's the most important one, I think, besides willing to be impacted, is I want you to write internalization. Internalization. You want it to become part of you. You want it to become natural. I don't care what profession you all are in this room today, but you're all salespeople. Would you guys agree with me? We all sell something. We sell our business. We sell who we are. We sell what we do. Some people, no, I'm not in sales. I'm just a consultant. I don't sell. Do you know if you're fearful of sales, you're going to present yourself as being fearful to talk to people? You should be like, one of your affirmations be, I like sales. I like talking to people. Now, I'm not saying used car sales like pushy. Okay? I'm talking, you should be polished in sharing what you do with other people if you want to have a business and be successful. Do you all agree with me? Okay? So we should endear sales. It should be something that we like. Sales is something that, sales is our friend. And then the last, the very top, I want you to write reinforcement. Reinforcement. You got it every now and then. You got to go back and review the stuff. A lot of companies we work with have us come in once a month and work with their crew. So they're reinforcing it once a month, over and over and over and over again, because then it becomes part of you. Once again, one-time keynote, don't touch it again, what's going to happen? Probably go back. Now, sometimes though, I can do a one-time keynote, and then I'm coaching the managers how to follow up with people and whatnot, but most people don't have the self-discipline to continue to do it. I'm hoping today, whether I see you again or I don't see you again, you're going to say, Gary told me I got to have self-discipline, so you're going to write it down, and I'm going to review this stuff regularly. When you walk out of here today, I'm going to give you a game plan of how to, right away today, start being more positive, and you're going to have some accountability. But I know 70% of this room probably won't do what I tell them to do when they leave. That's why I bring it up, okay? Okay? And that's why I say, I'm telling you now, do it. Because if you do this for 21 days, you guys ever heard that expression, 21 days to form a what? Habit. It will become part of you. And we all want to get to internalization, right? We don't want a quick fix. Nobody came here today for a quick fix. We came here to hopefully have some massive breakthroughs. I want you somewhere on your paper to write massive breakthroughs. Yolanda's my assistant, Deborah over here. They've seen me the last 3 or 4 weeks. I've been even getting more into this last 3 or 4 weeks than I ever have. And I've been doing this for a long time. And I have had massive breakthroughs, guys, with companies, with organizations, personally in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And I believe it's because I've even stepped up this positive self-talk even more than I've been in the last 3 years, the last 3 or 4 weeks. And because I've been stepping it up the last 3 or 4 weeks, guess what's happening? Results are coming. Does that make sense to you guys? All right, so be open-minded today, and at first, I'm okay if you fake it. I'm okay if you do these talks, and I'm going to tell you how to write affirmations at the end. And at first, I'm going to feel uncomfortable and whatnot. And I'm going to give you guys, if you want to call me afterwards or get on my card and you need me to kick you in the butt, no charges. It's my thank you to you for coming out here today. If you're not doing it in 2 days and you want me to kick your butt, I will. Call me up and I'll do it. In a good, loving way, of course, okay? But you might need that because you might find yourself in 3 days not doing it. And you go, oh man, I need someone to get me. Okay, next one. Saying something positive out loud stops you from thinking something negative inside. It's very hard to go, I'm on fire, I'm rocking it, and then go, but this sucks. Okay, it's very hard to do that. You can go the next second and say this sucks. But you probably won't if you're talking positive stuff out loud. Next, with language you invent possibility, with action you live into it. So the language is very, very, very important. The last one is, what is self-talk? What do you guys think self-talk is? Anybody? What's self-talk? A little voice, okay? Voice in your head. What does that voice say to you usually? You can't do something. You can't do something. Or it's okay to be average. Or I'll get to it tomorrow. You know what I mean? And what if it was the little voice saying, no, get up. No, go do it. It's going to be uncomfortable. But that's okay. You're going to be happy you did it. All right, what if that started to happen? Might there be some breakthroughs? There would. So here's some questions I want to ask you guys. Number one, what time of day are you most susceptible to negative self-talk? What time of day? Morning, afternoon, evening, what do you guys say? Shout it out. You guys are on TV. You're on TV. Come on, you guys make some noise.
When the alarm goes off.
was up. Okay, that's not a good thing to start the day or to be in there. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? When you get out of bed. Okay. Anybody else?
4 p.m.
4 p.m.
No, that's enough for your glass of
Does anybody have a hard time in the afternoon?
I go 1:30 p.m. after lunch then.
Yeah. Well, okay, so my first book that some of you haven't seen before, I wanted to write a book that was different than any other sales book out there. And I think you should look at your business the same way. And I want you to write on your paper USP. USP. Does anybody in here know what USP stands for?
Unique selling proposition.
Unique selling proposition, that's right. All right, so what's different? What's unique about you and your business? That you got to know that. You got to. What makes you different and better? What makes this city better, Mark? Okay, Shannon, what makes your practice better? Okay, Terry, what makes you better than anybody else going for a job? Do you think you should know that?
Yes.
Absolutely, you should. Okay, unique selling proposition. So I'm going to write a sales book. Now, guys, are there a lot of sales books out there? Well, that's a good one. Okay, there's a ton of them out there. So I go, what am I going to do to write my book to make it different than any other books out there? So I literally went on a Saturday morning in jeans and a t-shirt down to Barnes & Noble and sat there all morning and looked at all the sales books. And I said, God, a lot of topics are covered here. And I said, what can I do to make mine different? There's something that I noticed. I noticed that all of the books were written by one person or co-written by maybe 2 or 3 people. And there weren't any books that were like a survey, a study of very, very top producers and what they did in sales, and took kind of a look at it from what does all the top producers think, not just one person's opinion. So I wrote a letter to 100 CEOs of companies, presidents, VPs of sales, and I said, I want to travel with your #1 salesperson for a day. I want to come out with them. I want to have dinner with them and their family. I want to ask them, what time do you start in the morning? What time do you finish? How do you prospect? How do you plan? How do you answer objectives? How do you bounce back when you're down? All these types of questions I want to know. Because my thoughts were, yes, I was blessed to be #1 sales in everything I've ever done, but who cares about Gary, one guy? If hundreds of people all do this same thing, and they're all #1 people, do you think it might be a good idea to at least listen to them? Absolutely. Okay, so here's what happened. My company funded this. I went on the road for 2 months. Some of them were here in the Bay Area. I drove around the country. I flew different places. It was about a 2-month project, and I actually met with 21 different people. I would have dinner with them the night before, and then I'd sit with them in their cubicle, their desk, etc. the next day, and I asked them all these questions, and I found out there were 84 things that were similar amongst these people, and that's all in my book. And one of them I'll tell you guys about is these 21 companies that let me do this. All 21 of these #1 salespeople were morning people. Every single one of them. So some of you in here that go, yeah, mornings, it's hard for me. Okay? Now, but very, very top producers are all morning. Now here's the interesting thing. 11 of the 21 used to not be morning people. Then they go, oh, I guess I got to be a morning person to be successful. And they changed. All right? Now, I'm not saying you can't be successful if you're a night owl, but I'm just saying you might think about that morning thing. All right, so you want to say affirmations, you want to have positive self-talk, especially at the times when you know you're challenged with it. If you're challenged in the afternoon, you're challenged with it in the evening, you want even more positive self-talk at that time. What holds you back from making conscious efforts to improve yourself? Come on, what do you guys think?
The way we feel about ourselves.
How you feel about yourself?
It's a comfortable area, you don't want to stretch out of it.
Yeah.
Laziness.
Laziness.
The environment you're in.
The environment you're in, the people that work around you guys. Here's something to think about. I want you guys to write this one down. Write down the 5 people that you spend the most time with. If it's your children, don't count them, but like spouse and business people and friends. Write down the 5 names real quick of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Now, you may not know what income they make, but take a guess. Just take a guess and write down how much income each person makes. It's just a guess. Take a guess. This person makes nothing. I know they don't work. This person makes $100,000. This person makes $1 million. This person makes $250,000. Here's who makes 50,000. Just guess. I know you may not be right, guys. I know you don't know everybody's money, but just guess. Now, add those 5 incomes up. And divide by 5. I would guess that most of you are making about that kind of money. If you hang around people that are very, very successful, guess what's probably going to be with you? You're going to be successful. If you hang around with a bunch of people that are slouches, that are lazy, aren't doing much, they're complaining all the time, they're moaning and groaning, their self-talk isn't too good, guess what's probably going to happen to you? It's going to fall off on you. So I think the biggest reason why people have hard time with this and aren't better at it is our whole life we've been told, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, that we have to be more positive. Or as a child, your parents say, you have to be more positive. You know, you got positive mental attitude, positive self-talk. We're always told that. Every business we're in, our managers tell us that. But you guys are getting, we're told that our whole life. Has anybody ever spent an hour like I'm doing today and teach you how to do it? But we're told to do it, right? But we're not trained on how to do it. So today you're going to walk out of here knowing how to do it. Who talks about you in a way that makes you feel better about yourself? Write down the name. Who's the person in your life that because they're around you, when they talk to you, it's like soothing. They make you feel good. They reassure you. With them around you, it's like, gosh, let's feel good because that's the person that really cares about me, or just the way they talk to me. Who's that person? Now, if you don't have anybody, you might want to look yourself in the mirror and go, what am I doing? But I know you all do. By the way, I was born and raised in San Jose, California. You might hear me say y'all a lot. The company that I work with is based in Nashville, Tennessee. So that's how come I say y'all a lot. But anyways, and I don't have something sticking out of my, you know what, that's the microphone thing, okay? So if you guys see that. Now, because I know somebody's thinking it. What I want you guys to think about is this. I want you to take that person that you wrote on your paper, and I got a homework assignment for you. Write HW assignment next to it. Your first homework assignment is in the next 48 hours, hopefully the next 24 hours. You call that person. You go to that, if they don't live around here, you go spend a few minutes with that person, take them to coffee, pull them aside if they're your significant other, whoever it is, and just say, I just want to thank you. And they're going to go, what for? And just be sincere, be present, be focused. And I just want to thank you because, you know, I was in this session today and they were talking about self-talk, and they asked who in your life makes you feel good about yourself when you're around them. And I just want to say you do. And I really want to say thank you, and I appreciate that. And guys, don't do it to butter them up for something. Don't do it because you want something. Okay, like what did the 100-0 principle say, the video? It says you do with no conditions the right thing, and eventually what happens is those other people around you, if you do with not trying to expect something back, if you keep doing it and they're good people, guess what's going to start happening? It's going to start evening out. And you want those people that you're saying these positive things to. Your only thing you want is them to continue because it's soothing. It's good to know somebody cares about you and talks to you in that way, isn't it? It's a good thing. So that's your little homework assignment. All right, so here's why self-talk matters. Follow along with me here. Success results from our actions. Would you guys agree with me there? If the actions aren't very good, we're not probably going to be successful. Actions are filtered by our feelings. If we don't feel good on a certain day, do you guys think it affects our actions? It does. Feelings are based on our attitudes. If we have a bad attitude, we're probably going to be negative feeling. Attitudes come from our beliefs. And those are deep-seated, those are core, those are our roots. And this last one is what we're going to be doing today, is beliefs come from our programming. What I'm doing today is the first step. I'm programming you, I'm teaching you how to change this whole thing. Okay, so does that make sense to all of you guys, that 5 sentences there? So this circle right here, this next thing I'm going to share with you is what I want you to really focus on today. I want you to remember this without looking at your notes later. I want you to remember these 4 circles here. And follow along with me. We call this the self-confidence cycle. And on the bottom of your paper, you've got the 4 circles. And what I'd like you to do for this exercise, I'd like you to, above the word self-talk, I want you to write the word negative. Write the word negative above the word self-talk. Okay, now, So if you got negative self-talk, you're that person that's kind of complaining and moaning and groaning and all the goddess stuff in your head, I guarantee you that you're going to put low self-image, low self-esteem. You guys know someone with low self-image, low self, they kind of shoulders down, they don't really walk with a bounce in their step and a look in their eyes. They're just kind of, you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't even know the right word for it, but they're just kind of there.
Schlumpy.
Schlumpy might be a good word, okay? All right. It's not too attractive, by the way. A person with low self-image and low self-esteem, is that attractive in relationships?
No.
Is it attractive in business? No. So we don't want to have low self-esteem and low self-image, and so we have to have better self-talk. Now, if you have low self-esteem and low self-image, whoops, you're going to have poor actions and poor behaviors. You're not going to do the right actions. You're not going to do the right research for some project. You're not going to make the calls you need to make to get the amount of people you need to talk to make the sales or make the business or do what you want to do to really reach your dreams that you've been talking about. As a kid, you're all, someday I'm going to do this, I'm going to be this, I'm going to do this. But you got to put the actions in place to get it. Absolutely. I'm going to have the best photography studio in the world. Well, you got to do things to get there. Okay? And if you have poor actions and poor behaviors, you're going to have terrible results. Terrible results. So write the word terrible above results. Now, since I'm a positive guy for the most part, those people, there's several in the room that know me. I have my times, but my times are very short-lived because I'm in this business. I'm in the self-help business. I talk every day. I have to turn it around. Okay, when you're talking about it every day. Remember like I said, repetition? When you're living this stuff, that's the repetition. So I want you guys to write BBF on your paper, BBF. BBF stands for bounce back factor. Bounce back factor, or what I like to call bounce back fast. How quickly you're going to bounce back from adversity. How quickly when you have things happen in your life that aren't so good, can you bounce back? Maybe you've had things that happen for 2-3 years of just stuff that's happened to you, and it's just happened. It's time to just get over that and start to go kick some butt right now. Bounce back fast. Now, if it took you 3 years to bounce back, that's kind of bounce back slow. Okay? But we want to bounce back fast from things. And the way to do that is with self-talk. It's the single quickest way to bounce back is self-talk. So I don't want to be negative in here very long, so I want you to do me a favor. Where I told you to write negative above the word self-talk, I want you to cross off negative and do it with some oomph, like almost like do it hard, like make a hole in the paper, like get mad at that negative self-talk. Man, how much money have you lost over the last several years because you had negative self-talk? How much money's gone right over your head because you weren't inspired like you should be? I'm challenging some of you guys. I hope you don't mind. But that's what a coach does. I don't care if you guys like me. I hope you respect me. Because that's what you do. Okay? If we have negative self-talk, are we losing money and opportunities?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Okay? And so now I want you to write positive there. Positive self-talk. Positive self-talk. And if you have positive self-talk, I want you to write where it says low self-esteem, low self-image, put great self-esteem. Great self-image. You'll lose weight. You'll get nicer clothes. You're going to walk with a smile on your face. You're going to look people in the eye. When people say to you, okay, here's what I always say. When people say, how you doing? Do we get that? How you doing? Okay, then we go, fine. Conditioned response. Try next time asking somebody, no, how you really doing? Do they still say fine? No, because there's stuff inside. There's stuff that's bothering. So what would it take to have great self-esteem, great self-image? And if you have great self-esteem, great self-image, guys, you think you hop out of bed earlier? You think you do the little things that make you successful, make you the top of your game, make you a better husband, make you a better boyfriend, girlfriend, make you a better father or mother, make you a better worker, make you all the things that we want in our life? Do you think if we have good self-esteem, we're better at those? Heck yeah, we are. Okay? And then I want you guys to write above poor activity, put great activity. Now we're getting up early, we're exercising, we're eating the right things, we're making the calls when people we're supposed to make. We're hiring assistants, the assistants that we were afraid to hire them before because it's going to cost us too much money. But if we need to get to the next level, sometimes it's a time thing. We don't have time. So we're going to go hire somebody, take a risk. You guys with me? To do those little things that you don't need to get done, but you're not doing them, so you're putting yourself in a position to stay where you're at. If you have good self-image and you have good actions, you think you'll take some risks. You will, all right? And if you take risks and you have good actions, I want you guys to write under results, put in one of my favorite words is awesome. So write down awesome results. Awesome results. All right. So words are very, very powerful. I need a volunteer for this next thing. Anybody want to help me out? Pretty easy. Anybody? Anybody? Okay. Okay, you can help me. You want to stand up? Okay. Okay, you can kind of turn around so the camera can see you. They don't want to see your butt. What is your name?
You look great on TV.
What's your name again? Cheryl, you look good on TV. Right on. Okay. All right. So Cheryl, what I'm going to do is a real simple game. I'm going to say a word, and all I want you to do is the first thing I say, when I say the word, I want you to tell me what picture comes in your head.
Okay.
It's pretty easy, actually, and there's no right or wrong answer. Okay? So the first word I want to say is the word lake.
Getting up.
No, not lake. Lake.
Oh, lake.
Yeah.
Tahoe.
Lake Tahoe, okay. What do you picture when you think about Lake Tahoe?
Beautiful mountains, blue lake, you know, good outdoor activity, green trees,
Okay.
great smells.
Right on. And now, what feeling does that give you?
Good feeling.
A good feeling? Like peaceful, serenity,
Yeah.
relaxed?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, calming, okay. Now, I only said one word, and look at everything that happened in your mind with that one word. That's what happens to all of us. Let me do another one. You ready? Okay, the word is men.
Supposed to say awesome.
Look at her laughing. She's red. Okay. It's just a word. No. Okay, tell me what picture you have when I say men.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Not always trustworthy.
Not very trustworthy?
Yeah, not
Ooh.
real trustworthy.
I don't know. That's negative. That's negative self-talk there. That's not, that's...
Let's see. Yeah, I know.
We need to talk after.
Yeah, we need Tahoe. I don't know, that one's harder.
Let's skip off that. What feeling do you have with men? Actually, I don't want to hear your answer. I do not want to hear your answer, okay? Now, I did not know she would be this way, guys, but do you think she's very common with how people are? Okay? No. Some people like that, some people aren't like that, but if that's what your self-talk is with one word, okay, there's some things that we can work on, because all men aren't that bad.
I know.
Okay, now, so the key word, and thank you, give her a hand, guys, give her a hand. The key thing, guys, I said one word. One word. Did that affect her? When we were kids, could people say something to us, and one little thing could just affect us for years? Have you ever gone to a counselor before? Okay? And what do they want to talk about? They want to talk about your past. Tell me all about your past. Okay? And it's like, sometimes it's just one sentence and it brings up all this stuff. Okay? Words are very, very powerful. Because here's what happens. Experiences come into your head, in your life, and your mind processes it, and you either go and you store it away, and you don't deal with it. You don't have positive things. You actually, a lot of negative stuff over negative stuff over negative stuff over negative stuff over negative stuff. Guess what happens if you keep storing negative stuff long enough? You start believing it and you become negative and you're not a fun person to be around and you're not getting the goals you want to get and then you're not happy with your body and you're not happy with how you're feeling and it's just like, oh my gosh. All right? You can learn how to deal with this stuff and when you're driving yourself through what you say to yourself, you have a drive. You know what your goal is. I got to ask you all a question. How many of you in the month of January wrote out at least a 1 to 2 page written goal of what you wanted to accomplish in 2011 in detail? Okay, put your hands up. Okay, about 5 or 6 of you out of 40 or 50. All right, so the rest of us, are we just kind of taking a dartboard and we're kind of, let's see where it goes this year? Okay? Now, if you have written down goals and you review them regularly, guess what happens? You hit them, you change. Write this down. You're 7 times more likely to hit your goals if they're in writing and you review them daily. 7 times more likely to hit your goals if they're in writing and you review them daily. So if you want to if you're making $300,000 and make $500,000, write down what's it going to take to get to $500,000. And you write it down, all the deals. You know, most of you are smart in here, you know what it is. But I got to review it daily. Got to review it daily, over and over and over, because eventually you'll start doing it. All right. You know, if you have goals and you're driven, you're going to get creative. I love doing creative marketing. I've got a whole chapter in my book on how to be creative. People like people that are creative because they want to know, what do you do differently than everybody else? It's that USP stuff. Do you think when you have negative self-esteem and low self-esteem, you're going to do anything creative? No, you can do whatever you have to do to get by. Okay? But when you have positive self-esteem and positive self-image and you're doing actions, you're getting really creative. And you're going to know how to regulate. And you know how that's just a quick thing. I can bounce back quickly. So I'm going to read this out loud. Follow along with me on your paper. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think that you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win but you think you can't, it's almost certain that you won't. If you think you'll lose, you've lost. For out in the world you'll find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger, faster man, but sooner or later the man who wins is the man or woman who thinks they can. Do you guys agree with me? Yes. Okay? If you believe you can do it, you can. So let's talk about why we have negative self-talk. It's because we rationalize, and all of us do this, including myself. So when I speak to you, I am not talking to you like I'm better than you. I got the same things that you guys do. I'm not talking down to you. Quite often, those of you that have seen me train, when I train a company, quite often I'm sitting at the same level as them because I feel like when I'm standing up, I'm talking down to you. And I'm not any better than you guys are. I rationalize sometimes too. I do the same stuff. But I want to get better. I want to bounce back quickly. And that's the key to this whole thing today. You are going to mess up at this. We're human beings. But how quickly do we bounce back? So here's what rationalizations are. And I'm going to be sarcastic a little bit, but this is what's going on in some of our heads. It's not me, it's the market. Or, I could have hit my goals if I really wanted to. I just haven't wanted to. I'm just kind of hanging low for a few years while the market gets better. People just don't want to make decisions at this moment. But are there people making decisions right now? Like I said, the last 3 weeks from you guys in my business, it's amazing. People that did not make decisions 6 months ago. I can give you example after example after example. Where 6 months ago, I got 2 phone calls last week from companies I presented to 6 months ago. Both of them called me, and both of them said, Gary, you know what? We've been thinking about it, and God, we wish we would have done it 6 months ago. Oh my gosh, can you get started with us? 2 companies. One you guys would know real big, right here in the Bay Area. I won't tell, but it's not, I don't want to decide right now. Indecision, write this down. Indecision has cost Americans and people in this world millions of dollars. Indecision. Indecision has cost Americans and people in this world millions of dollars. Indecision. I don't need to get new clients, I just need to farm my existing ones. I don't need to write down my goals, I've got them in my head. What did I just say? 7 times more likely. Okay, if you haven't written down. Why should I work hard? Others don't, they do okay. I don't want to exceed my targets by too much. My manager will increase my targets for next month. Then there's monthly rationalizations, and these are all different examples of monthly rationalizations. I used to do fundraising for schools, like I said, and I remember one of the groups we'd call on to be cheerleaders. And the reason we call on cheerleaders is because for us, they were a market that we could call on in April, May, and June at the end of the school year. And if you guys know anything about revenue for a company, do you want to have revenue coming in every month? But schools usually end in June, then you got summertime, no revenue coming in, and then school starts back up in August, September. So we love to work with cheerleaders because they would do fundraising with us at the end of the school year. So most cheerleaders, I was blessed. I got a chance to work with many of them. But there were a few cheerleading coaches I'd go call on, and they say, well, Gary, hey, you know, it's kind of crazy end of the school year. Here's my cell phone number. Call me in the summertime. We'll do a fundraiser. And then I call them in the summertime and they go, oh, it's a summertime. The girls are gone on vacation. Call me in August when they come back. You call back in August, Gary, man, you know what? We got 2 days now. Football players are practicing twice a day. We're practicing twice. We don't have time to do a fundraiser. Call me in September. You call me in September, hey, the girls already got tests. Call me at the holidays. You call at the holidays, they go, it's the holidays. Do you guys have clients or people like that? That are always making excuses, always rationalizing, always telling you it's not a good time. All right? 100-0 principle. If you start making decisions, if you start doing things quickly, guess what the people you sell to will start doing? The people that you live around. If you're with a spouse, okay, and you're just a slow, and they're indifferent, do you think eventually they're going to be like you? Probably. It's called mirror matching. All right? So make decisions, be willing to take risks. Set high goals, don't be afraid to fail. It's another thing you want to write down. Set high goals, don't be afraid to fail. If you fail, your wife and your significant other, your girlfriend, boyfriend will still love you if they really love you. If it's fake love, they may not. Okay? But if it's real, if you make a mistake, they're still going to love you. Your friends, if you have real true friends and you make a mistake, you think they're still going to hang out with you if you make a mistake one time. They're real true friends. Heck yeah. So set high goals, don't be afraid to fail. Okay, we're going to talk about affirmations now. So, has anybody here ever had affirmations before? Okay? Anybody ever written affirmations before? Okay? Anybody read their affirmations on a daily basis? A couple of you do. Okay. Affirmations are like medicine. Vitamins, shall we say. See, every day we need water to live, right? Or liquids. We need food. It's nice to get exercise. We need sleep. But many times we don't nourish our mind with new things. We don't feed our mind with reading and learning, and so nothing's going in positive to our head. You know, there's many Americans that get up every morning, they get up and they watch the news first thing. Then they go to work and they sit in traffic. They don't read. And then at night they come home, they eat dinner, and then the last thing they do, I'm going to watch the news before I go to bed. That's how they begin their day and end their day with news. Now, let me ask you, right now in the Bay Area here, is most of our news exciting? Yes. Okay. Some is, some isn't. I don't know. Okay? Every no here's some examples of some affirmations. Every no gets me closer to a yes. I'm getting more organized every day. If I see more, I sell more. If I see more people, should you be able to sell more people?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. It's like me to hit my goals. I finish strong because I work the numbers. I'll put a star next to this one. This is huge. Does anybody right now, and be honest, this is, what happens in the chamber conference room stays in the chamber conference room, like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Okay. How many people in here feeling a little pressure right now to succeed? Things are a little tight. I got to go do something. Okay. What happens if you embraced pressure? What happens if you embraced stress? I want you to write down on your paper, buffalo mentality. Write down buffalo mentality. So this is an interesting concept. Most herd animals, horses, sheep, cows, goats, when there's a storm, when the rain's coming in, when the lightning and thunder's coming in, they run away from the storm. They go away. Buffaloes are the only herd animal that when there's a storm, guess what they do? They run right into the storm. They plow right into it. Now, two things happen. What do you guys think those are if you do that?
They get wet. Storm blows over.
You get through the storm much quicker, and you can be successful. And if you go at it with like confidence, you think you're able to overcome it easier too. When you run away scared, I'm going to run away from the storm. That's not strong. I'm going to go fight the storm. I'm going to not fight like in a mean way, but I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to go after it. I'm going to overcome this. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to beat that challenge. So I think that one's big. I like pressure. That should be one of your affirmations. It's going to be hard. I can deal with it. Okay, I'm strong. If you read that 6 times a day, I like pressure, it brings out the best in me. I like pressure, it brings out the best in me. If you read that 6 times a day, every single day, what do you think you'd start believing?
I like pressure.
It's cool. Matter of fact, where's the pressure? Bring it on. After a while you would, okay? But most of us are scared by it. We won't say we're scared because that's weak, but we act scared. We don't make decisions. We're chickens sometimes to do things. We won't take risks. So I'm becoming a great manager because I take time to listen to my team. It's up to me. So there's a ton of them here. So what I'm going to do now is in your packet, I put, hang on a second, there should be a page in there that says your 15 favorite affirmations. Is there? No, okay. So, yeah, what I want you to do is behind the monthly action items, okay, where it says action items, what page is action items? Okay, page 11. So I want you to turn that page over to the back, like this, and I want you to write my affirmations, your affirmations. And I gave you a handout that looks like this. And this, when I first started doing this keynote about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I sat in my backyard one afternoon, and then into the evening, and the next day, I have a koi fish pond there. And to me, water is very peaceful. And I just started writing affirmations out. And then what happened was, as I did this seminar, people started sending me their best ones. And I've been able to accumulate about 200 or 300 examples of some good affirmations here that I welcome you to copy and use and call them your own. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some music. I'm going to go to the back. I'm going to play DJ, play some songs on my iTunes a little bit for about 7 to 10 minutes. And we're going to have a working session here for the last little bit of our presentation today. And you're going to actually write out your affirmations. And I want you to write out 15 of them. And you can do up to 10 that are copying me if you want to, up to 10. And then 5 could be your own. Maybe that have to do with your children, your work, your relationships. And just start writing. And then I'm going to ask at the end, I'm going to ask a few people to come up and read their affirmations. I'm going to give away some prizes. And one of the biggest steps in hitting your goals in life is what we call declaring it to the world. You see, it's easy to set goals, but don't tell anybody. It's easy to, yeah, I'm going to do this, and then nothing kind of happens, and nobody held me accountable, and there were no consequences if I didn't do it. One thing is if you tell the world, I'm going to do this thing, and we're on TV today, okay? And I will send you guys a link to when it's going to show, and I'll send your accountability partner an email saying, watch this, she said this, or he said this, but they're not doing it, or hopefully I'll say they're doing it. All right? So if anybody wants to at the end, I'm going to take 4 or 5 people. I'm going to give away prizes to people. If you have enough guts to come up here and do it at the end, you don't have to. So I'm going to put music on. I'll give you like a 2-minute warning. I'm going to take a break now. You guys start writing. I'll put music on, and I'll be back to you in a few minutes. You guys how to do this. And I'm going to be very transparent. I carry them, you'll notice, in my day timer because I carry this with me every day. And you handwrite them out, and they're in the back right here, and you can see it's kind of a wrinkled paper. And the whole idea is that you want to read these, if you can, every day. You want to write this down at 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, and 6. 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, and 6. And it takes you about a minute and a half to read them. And people, Gary, at 10 o'clock we got a meeting. Do them at 9:55. Okay. Well, I eat lunch at 12 noon. Read them during lunch. Okay, the key is it's the self-discipline. I want you to write on your paper this statement. Actually, I'm going to read this at the very end. So I'm going to read mine real quick. I'll put my glasses on. And it's not so much the words I say. I want you to see how much intensity and how excited I am when I read them. And like, this is really what I want to do, what I want to be. And so, here we go. My thoughts and conversations about other people are always positive, or I refrain from having them. I am lean, strong, and in very good shape. I always have time to read my affirmations out loud 5 to 6 times a day. Gary, this next one's big to you. I am in the top 1/2 of 1% of business success in the world, and will settle for nothing less. I am positive, I'm confident, I radiate good things. I'm good at solving problems. I like challenges and meet them head on. I focus my attention only on those things I can do something about. If I cannot affect it or direct it, I accept it. I set goals and I reach them. I know what I want out of life, and I get it. I'm a great father, totally being attentive and present when with Mackenzie. My golf handicap is improving monthly. My goal is to become a 100 millionaire and eventually give back what I made to those people that need it more than I do. I contribute to the lives of others, always and often. Gary, you are a rock star, you're on fire, and you're extremely happy. Okay, now, if I say that, let's say I'm having a bad morning, okay? Because we have bad mornings. And then I read that. What do you think happens? You get back fired up again. It's so hard to read this and then go back to having a bad morning. You know what I mean? Okay? Now, have there been days that I've not wanted to read it? But it's the discipline to pull the paper out and read it that gets you through those days. So I'm going to take about 4 or 5 people. Now here's what I'm going to give away. I'm going to give away a vacation. Now, this is a weekend getaway. How many of you like to travel here? Anybody like to travel? Okay. How many of you like to travel when someone else is paying for it? All right. And this is cool because it's 2 nights hotel, like Hyatt, Radisson. This mid-range hotel is about $125 a night. It's nothing fancy, but there's no timeshare. And some of you guys are like, it's probably timeshare. There's your negative self-talk. Okay. All right. And there's no strings attached to it or anything like that. So I'm going to ask 4 or 5 of you to come up. I'm going to pick the two of you that I think not necessarily your words, but the way you say it. I can tell you're into it, man. You want to grow. You're going to read them out loud. And I'm going to ask for some volunteers. Nobody else to come if you don't want. Hopefully I'll get 4 or 5 of you, and then we'll wrap it up. So who wants to do it? You want to do it? Come on. Okay, so remember, you're on television, okay? And just, it's not the words you say. And if you mess up a word, that's okay. It's more the intensity. Like, I'm going to do this thing, man. I'm excited about this. And say it with your heart.
Okay.
Okay. Give her a hand, guys.
I'm thin, healthy, and in great shape, looking hot in my bikini in June in Cancun.
Hey.
I have an amazing, loving, incredible marriage. I'm a leader and I inspire everybody around me. I earn 7 figures a year from home.
Ooh.
I'm good with my time and spend it on high payoff activities. I have a new camper van that's incredible and I cruise all across the globe with it. I rarely ever watch TV and I read 1 book a month. I am great with people and always positive, and every encounter I have with everyone makes them feel better and filled once I leave them. I do massive activity for my work. I'm in the top 10% of my entire company. I'm a great goal setter and hit them always.
All right, give her a hand. Anybody? Okay, over there. All right, great. Okay, it's Ken, right? Yeah. All right, Ken. Give him a hand.
I remember names very well. I don't get sick. I ward off any sickness headed my way. I have more stamina and energy than ever before. I enjoy life and I'm glad to be here. All my thoughts create healthiness within me. I finish strong because I work the numbers. I like pressure. It brings out the best in me. If it's going to be, it's up to me. I love calling people and they love to hear from me. I deserve to make the sales I create. I know that success in selling starts with seeing myself as the capable, productive individual that I am. I'm good at persuading others to my point of view because I first and always recognize and understand the point of view of my clients. I love selling because I'm helping people decide to do what is best for them. I can do anything I believe I can do. I have talent, skills, and ability. I've got it, and every day I get more of it. Just look at what I can do today. I am incredible, and today is a great day to show it.
Yeah. What's your name? Deandra. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Give her a hand.
Taking important to me. I enjoy life and I'm glad to be here. I respect myself and I like who I am. I like to be around other people and other people like to be around me. People like to hear what I have to say and know what I think. Each day I become more organized and in control of all areas of my life. I am committed to constantly learning and growing. I am positive, confident, and happy. I am talented and passionate. I have a lot to offer. I am respectful, kind, and positive. I am a true friend. I encourage and respect those that I love. I have healthy life choices and I make them on a daily basis. I am kind to myself and mindful of my feelings. I am successful and will continue to gain knowledge and experience for further success. I have control over my future. I manage my money well. And when speaking, words come easily to me.
All right, give her a hand. I'm going to take one more after him. So there's something about if you really want to do it, you're going to have to like raise your hand loud and high and everything like that. The next one, okay? So this is the second class one. Okay, what's your name?
I'm standing here for one reason. First thing, I'm not good at public speaking.
Wait. I said no negative self-talk. And he comes up here and says, I'm not good at public speaking.
Exactly the reason I have put that in my affirmation.
Okay, be positive the rest of the way.
Exactly, I am. Hey, I'm the most positive person you would ever meet. Anybody who knows me, they know me very well.
I second that.
So, I'm a great listener. I eat only what I should and only in the amount that I should. I'm lean, strong, and in very good shape. I'm very good at administering my business. I'm good at public speaking. I don't know anyone I don't like. I hang around with the winners. I help business owners to succeed. For me, every day is a Friday and every day is a Sunday.
All right, good job. Give me that. I'm going to do two more, you and you. Okay, so since you two years, you're going to come first, and then you'll be last, okay? Go quick here, because I'm going to wrap it up with something. So, I know these are supposed to go an hour, and I've gone a little bit long, and I apologize. I hope you guys are getting something out of this. Hope you enjoy this. Okay, come on.
I don't have all of them, but here we go.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Sue.
Sue. Okay, Sue. Give her a hand, guys.
I am open and ready to receive all the abundance the universe has to offer. I think big. I choose to help thousands of people. I am safe. The universe gives me everything I need. Money comes to me like a beloved puppy dog. I'm lean, strong, and in good shape. My goal is to become a millionaire and help those that are less fortunate. I love selling because I help people find solutions to their problems. I am very positive, and I love being with people and helping them in many ways.
Right on. Give her a hand, guys. What's your name? Charlene. Okay. Give her a hand.
Charlene, I am eager to learn new material and put it into practice. I'm excited about hearing no so I can get to the yes. I enjoy calling potential clients. I choose to work long hours to build my business. I know that attending chamber meeting mixers is fun and adds to my net worth. I am committed to succeeding. I am persistent with my morning workouts. I will focus on developing my website and writing my blogs. I believe in being fit and sexy. I believe I will remember these affirmations. I'm confident about following through, and I'm committed to reading my affirmations every 2 hours every day.
Right on. This is tough, obviously, guys, because they were all good, but I want it for you being first, having the guts to come up and being first. And you, not because you were last, but you were into it, okay? And all of them were into it. It was tough, but let's give all 6 of them a hand. Okay? Now, can you help me with this? Okay. Now, one thing I want to talk to you guys about, and just pass those out, maybe. In business, guys, one of the things you want to do is you want to become a master professional referral getter. You guys know what I mean when I say that? When you do anything for anybody, you want to say, who else can I help? Who else can maybe our company help you with? What else can I do? So I'm handing out a little paper to you right now. It's a little referral sheet, and I'm gonna be very strong and say I hope that you guys would feel like you got something out of today, and you would be willing to give me a referral. And I'll tell you what a referral would be. It'd be an organization that you're involved in where they maybe need a speaker. This is one of 24 speeches that I do. And they're every topic from sales to motivation to time management to anything. And you could just, it tells you actually on here some of the topics. And if you would look in your cell phone and go, I'd like to give him a referral to that company. I know someone else I could refer him to. Hey, he'd be good at my company. And if you'd be so kind to give me a referral, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a drawing. And we have these little raffle tickets right here. And for every name you give me with a phone number attached, so I can call them and introduce myself to them, then we're going to put your name in the drawing another time. So I remember when I spoke here last year, one gentleman gave me 13 referrals. He literally pulled his cell phone out and kept going through. He knew all sorts of people. He thought he got 13 tickets. He won 2 vacations. Okay? I'm actually going to give away 5 vacations in this room today. 5 more right now. Okay? So if you come, I'd like to go away for the weekend. Don't do it just for the vacation, but if you know somebody and you're compelled to want to help, you know, when you speak at the chamber, you speak for free. And I just want to work. I want to work. And so if you thought I changed your life or can have the ability to change your life, go ahead and put a referral down. If you don't want to give a referral, if you put a testimonial at the bottom, that means a ton to us in the speaking business. If we helped you, we inspired you at all, write down a testimonial. We use those. And the last thing is I have business cards here. I would like to, as a courtesy, no charge, do a follow-up phone call with you. If you feel like, God, I'd really like to talk to Gary about some things in my life that are kind of private that I could help you with. And I live by Zig Ziglar's comments. Zig Ziglar says if you help enough other people get what they want, you'll get what you want. You might want to write that one down. If you help enough other people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And so the 100-0 principle says is you give to people and good things come back to you. So the last quote I want you guys to write down on your, for me to wrap it up today, and you guys can keep writing the referrals down and you'll bring them up to Yolanda and Deborah at the end, and then we'll do the drawing before you leave. If you guys would go back to the original paperwork I gave you today, just really quickly write this one quote down, and this is how I'm going to wrap up my presentation today. And then you can go back to writing in referrals. The quote is this: the pain of discipline is easier than the pain of regret. The pain of discipline is easier than the pain of regret. So the pain of having to do these affirmations all the time, and the pain of having to write them out and say them every 2 hours, and oh my God, now I'm going to have to go do these things, and oh, this is going to be hard. That's an easier pain than the pain of not achieving your goals in life, not really being where you want to be. Not, you know you could have been so much better. I could be #1 in my company if I really put my head to it. I could be a lot wealthier. I could have a lot nicer house. I could have a lot happier family life if I really put my head to it. The pain of discipline is easier than the pain of regret. And I want to say thank you to all of you. When Jason called me up and asked me if I'd come back and speak, because I spoke last year at Chamber 101, it's an honor. It's an honor to be asked to speak at these things. And he said, I'd like you to do the first one with the television, and I just think your message is good. And I want to say thank you to all of you for allowing me to be in your lives. So thank you very much. And,